Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Die on 22 Panels. I'm Tad, and I play Alan Spector, the Fool, so I don't know why anybody expects me to know anything. Phil, let them know what's going on.
All right, my name's Phil Ebbing. I am the game master for 22 Panels No More. We're playing Die now. Uh, so we're going to introduce our group. I'm holding up the D10, and it is wielded by.
That would be wheeled by me. I'm Peter Eggleston Connor. I play Alex Monsky. Yeah, Romansky. I'm still like I chose this name and I'm still trying to like get it out of my mouth properly every time. But she goes by Lex. And yeah, she is our Neo.
Mhm. And now I hold up the D12, and that one is wielded by Garion Eddings, who had bit of a run-in with some darkness, and that spilled over into the world. We're not sure what's left of him now that that's gone. Uh, Next, I hold up the D8, and that is wielded by.
It's well by me, Chu. The playing the nighttime librarian Eamon Hartwell, who's suddenly the emotion knight and is not exactly sure what's going on.
Oh yeah. Next, I'm holding up the D4, and its wielder is dead. Now there's just a regular old D6 for Tad Allen Spector. Introduce yourself, jump in the order. One
Uh,
day we might get you a special die, but not yet.
Introduce myself. I'm Alan Spector. I'm the Fool. Thought I already introduced myself.
Getting the voice there. And last but certainly not least, there's the D20, and that one is mine. All right, we're going back into die. Everyone, close your eyes, slowly lower your die to the table. Three, two, one. Let it go. Open your eyes, and we are back. We are back in a dusty, old version of what once was our world in a comic game store where the undead fallen have begun crawling their way out of the ground and are now poised to attack our various party. You can see six of them bursting up from the ground. Thankfully, all of you are faster and have your wits about you to the point where you can each make your attacks first. So whoever
All
wants to charge in there, get they are
Great. I'll
rabid, they
pull
are
out my
scrabbling.
pistol and aim it at the nearest undead,
Okay,
preferably at their head if I can,
so
and
yep,
try
that.
to pop it off.
So you are rolling the dexterity pool now without your D10 because you have yet to consume any fair gold. So, if anything, there's a deep hunger in the back of your mind, but you can feel that the pistol will get you fed.
So that means I need to roll 3d6, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
I have 1d6.
If you ever need me to roll for you, I've got plenty of spares here.
No, I got more d6, so it's
All
fine.
right. Raid Monopoly or Risk.
No, I got legit dice, man.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, if I didn't have this, I could go grab it out of my Magic the Gathering bag. But
Yep. Token bag. Yeah.
I got a 6, a 2, and a 2.
Okay. So you aim for the head, but blast into the shoulder, which is leaving the head or the that arm sort of dangling as it screeches in pain and stumbles back a bit. So there are more of them rushing in um, towards you. Since this is our first combat, I am
I'll exclaim, shit, what the hell is this?
There you go. There you go. Normally I think it's supposed to go back and forth, but since y'all have your wits about you, you're transformed, and your dexterity's higher, I'm going to say the other two of you should go first, since you're also outnumbered.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of rush forward and just try and do quick stabbing motion, the one that got on the nearest one, and just try and
So
just go.
before that,
Mhm.
where's Eamon's head at? What is he feeling? Is how what what's his reaction to a bunch of cybernetic screaming undead coming up out of the ground?
Um, Internally, it's like, okay, that's dead. I have no idea how I'm in these clothes already. They didn't look like that before. Outwardly, it just goes, huh.
But with that, it seems like you've accepted the situation at least, and that gets you up to a one on your emotional scale with your
Mhm.
surroundings. And that's where you hear a voice of the rapier. It says, "All right, I guess we don't have a choice. We got to run them through."
All right. That's a 6, a 4, and a 1.
6, a 4, and a 1. Okay, so you go ahead and full on kill the one that was closest to you as you run it through with the rapier, and it falls apart, and a tiny piece of fair gold falls down at your feet that you barely notice, don't have anything to do with, but
Mhm.
once it's already pinging Lex's internal sensors in mind that she'll need to die for that with every fiber of her being. Um, what is Alan's response to the the scabrous foes before them?
How many do we have left?
There are 5 left. One is wounded. The other 4 are still coming out of the ground.
Uh,
Um,
are there any two that are within like 3 feet of each other?
yeah. There's 2 of them that are pretty close to each other.
Okay, so I'm gonna run and jump and to which side it or well no, I'm gonna run and jump to the one on the right
Okay.
so that I can grab their neck and swing around their right shoulder and come down hard with my feet on the one to the left.
Okay, so you're using one as like a pole to spin around on and
But
kick
I'm
into the other.
specifically using their neck because I
Okay.
mean, really, the
Mm,
idea is that I'll snap the neck and kick the other in the head with a great deal of force that I've built up in my pendulum manner, my reckless pendulum manner.
okay. So I'm going to say, since that's your martial arts, you're going to go ahead and roll your dexterity and your fool die. Um, I am going to give you an additional advantage, so it'll be 5d6 that you're rolling because that is
5d6, including my
5d6.
my
One,
full die.
yep, and your fool die is one of them. If you've got one that looks a little different, I think you
I
start
do.
out.
I
Okay, yeah,
set it up so that I do.
nice, nice. Which
And
side?
four is the side that is circled,
Excellent.
and
All
four
right,
is the side that came up.
nice. Okay, okay.
Um,
So that is something good has happened. What else? What is what's the rest of your roll look like?
and then I
What
have
numbers
four,
do they
four,
have?
2, 1.
4, 4, 2, 1. Okay, and the 4 came up. So I'm gonna say that actually goes off it because that's 3 plus a luck. I'm gonna say that goes off without a hit. Shows perfect. You go ahead and snap the neck of one fallen as you kick the head clean off of the next one. Um, and they both disintegrate into pieces of fool's gold down by your feet. Um,
Do I land on my feet?
you land on your feet naturally,
Cool. Cool.
almost without even trying. It's it's as incredible as you were at coding. You're that fantastical at fighting now. Which means the 3 that are left, one of them is the wounded one is going to then charge towards Lex, and sort of stagger at you. and attack. Oh shit. It got 5, 5, and 6. So it is flailing against you with all of its strength. That's 3 hits. It is practically falling on top of you, spewing out this combination of blood and oil onto your onto your leather suit, and you're in some trouble now. The
Go up against my guard, right?
Yep. So that's 3 hits to your guard. So your guard has been depleted. Um,
Yay.
yeah, they're in your face. The other two start lurching towards Gary and falling on the ground. If anyone wants to make a difficulty 1 wisdom roll to see what's going on with his body, please do that now.
Sure. I got
Five
two.
and a one.
5 and a 1. So that's not going to pass. And what did you get, Peter?
Oh, I needed to roll 2 dice for wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
A 2 and a 6.
2 and a 6, that doesn't pass either. And then Tad, if you wanted to
What am I rolling?
wisdom, so that should just be 2.
So difficulty
Two.
1 means that we need 2 successes.
Yes.
Gotcha. Difficulty 0 would only need 1 success then.
Yep. Difficulty
Okay.
0 is the standard. Yeah.
Sorry, I read these rules a long time ago.
That's all good.
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
5 and a 6. Okay, so you can tell that there is a thin, shimmering field surrounding Gary and Spotty to where it looks like there's energy coalescing and building up within him. So even though the fallen tear into his unguarded body, they are consuming that energy field with 3 vicious hits. They got combined a 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6. So they have torn away that energy field. And as soon as a claw hits into his flesh, then instead of blood pouring out of there, there's a tremendous burst of flame, and you see his body lift up into the air and explode with more fire, as now he gets an attack that was absolutely abysmal. With this is the equivalent of a critical fail. It was 4 1s and a 3. So his body lifts up, pushes back with what appears to be fire that then turns into smoke that just has them staggered back and offset, unbalanced. But then the body falls back down, and nothing more happens. We're back to the top of the order.
Yep.
So Peter, if we wanted to keep the same order, it would be Peter, Jonathan, and then Tad.
That's fine. Whatever, however you want to do it, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go next.
Yeah.
All right. I say I vote for living to fight another day. You said that there was a fair gold.
There is 2 pieces of fair gold. There's one by Jonathan's feet and one by Tad. So if one of you wanted to
Is one of them closer and or easier to access? I mean, it sounds like I need to get away from a guy too.
you do.
I throw the gold at him.
Okay, cool. Nice. There you go. So that means Lex catches it and inserts it into, where was your
Behind my
behind your
chair.
ear? Behind your ear, you slip
Because
the fair gold in
I'm
there.
very, very magician-like.
Mhm.
It's that old behind your ear coin trick, except in reverse, apparently.
Mhm.
Great.
So what does that feel like, real quick? This sudden burst of energy that's flowing through you to power up your cybernetic enhancements.
It's like being how do I say this? Uh, Elated. Like you just
Mhm.
like all of a sudden like your brain's moving a lot faster and you're um able to see things from different perspectives.
Mm. So this is the exact correct prescription dosage of Adderall.
Right.
There we go. All right. What do you want to do from there? Because the one that's
I am
overwhelming
gonna
you. If you want to,
I'm gonna activate my light field projector
okay,
and step away.
okay. I'm gonna say because it was so close to you, go ahead and I'm gonna say it's a dexterity roll with your Neo die, but one disadvantage because it was physically touching you, to see if you can slip out of its grip.
Okay. So 3d6s and 1d10. Gotcha.
No, 2d6s. You have a disadvantage there, so 2d6s
Oh,
and a
that's right.
d10. But difficulty still 0.
That's why I said it out loud before rolling it.
Good, good, yeah.
I got 7 and 2 threes.
7, 2, 3s. That is enough. As your light field projector, do you just go full invisibility mode, or do you leave like an after image for it?
The light field projector, I think, is supposed to create an after image, so
Okay,
I do definitely leave an after image
nice.
where I was as I go invisible
hmm
and step out of that space.
Excellent. So it is now biting into a hologram that is glitching and staticking, so that Tad or Eamon and Alan know that you're not getting hurt anymore. You're just you've absconded. Uh, so now, Alan, what there's 3 of them left. One of them wounded. What do you do?
Um, internally, I'm thinking, were there drugs in that coffee? Or is it like I just kind of weird, like kind of cock my head on the side of like, huh? And then just the one that looks like it's I guess the biggest threat.
hmm
I'm then gonna go in and just go for another piercing, just a quick piercing strike that will just then go off the side with a cutting motion.
hmm
And a 3 and a 2 and a 2.
3, a 2, and a 2. Um, don't you have? Did you roll your D8 as well?
Nope,
Yeah, go ahead and toss that in there.
that's 2.
2. All right. So
Mm-mm.
you go for a lunge and just barely miss it as it lurches to the side unexpectedly. Um, I think that since you've made an attack, that just means you take 1 hit, so your guard is reduced by 1, as you're a little
Mm-hmm.
off balance. So you now have 2 guard. Alan, there are 3 enemies left. One of them engaged with Jonathan. One of them wounded and attempting to devour a hologram, and the other is standing in front of you. So that would seem to be the most likely one that you should go for.
What is the proximity between the one in front of me
Uh-huh.
and the one with Jonathan?
There's about 6 feet between them, so they're not standing as close together as the previous ones.
How
So
far is it from me?
from you, it is definitely in close range. So it's one of those where if you were to try to jump towards another one, it might get an opportunity attack depending on how you moved.
I'm really trying to figure out if I have any space for velocity before I get to it.
Space for velocity. I mean, you
So,
could.
so am I like more than 3 feet away?
You're about 3 feet away to where, I
Okay.
mean, if you wanted to jump off a wall,
And
you could
and
definitely do
and
that.
what's its size?
Its size, it is human size, so it's not larger than you. It's about the same size as
Oh,
you.
that's a shame. That's a
Yeah.
shame. I wanted it to be bigger than me. Um,
Unless you're a little guy, unless you're like a Muggsy Bogues.
I mean, I am little, but it would still need to be big for what
Mm,
I'd wanted to happen.
I see.
Okay, so I drop into a linebacker stance,
hmm
charge it, take out its knee, grab it, swing it, and throw it at the one near Jonathan while drawing my pistol
Oh boy.
and shooting the injured one.
Okay, so that's three actions. So I would say if you want to take it out and throw it at Jonathan, throw it at the one occupying Jonathan. I think a tackle throw is okay, but tackle throw shoot is too many.
Okay, then we'll just do the tackle throw.
Okay, so give me on that one. Actually, that's going to be a strength roll with your fool die instead of dexterity, since it sounds like you're trying to just brute overwhelm it.
Okay. So I have two strength. Does that mean two
Mhm.
dice?
Two dice plus your fool die.
So three dice total.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 1, and 5.
Five. Okay. Was the five your fool die or no?
The 5 was my fool die.
It was your fool die. So in that instance, I'm going to say that um the throw at least does go towards the other one. So it takes one hit, takes one wound, crashes into the other one, and takes another wound. So it's basically the one that you throw into the one attacking Jonathan sort of smashes into it, and the one you throw disintegrates from the force of your impact and then the force of impacting it. The one that is occupied with Jonathan is staggered. So whoever attacks it next will get an advantage. So now the one I'm going to see if the one eating the hologram can tell that it was eating a hologram. No, it does not. It is thinking that why doesn't this taste like anything? I need to keep eating it to find out what it tastes like. And then the one that was hit is going to look at Jonathan and is going to attempt to swing towards him, but it misses. So that means, Jonathan, if you want to take a roll for your opportunity attack, because it got a 1 and a 2. So if you want to make a full roll, your dexterity plus your class die plus an advantage since it was off balance. So that should be
All right.
5 dice total.
That is 3 1s and a 2.
3 1s and a 2. Well,
And
4 dice, and what's the last one?
yep,
and then a 3 on my
on
emotion
your
die.
D8.
Yeah.
Roll one more D6 because you got an advantage because it was off kilter.
A 1.
That's a 1. Okay.
I am known for being a bad dice roller,
That's okay.
so
That's okay.
I'll represent it.
So it's at this point that I'm going to say, rather than even make an attack, um, your weapon,
Mhm.
it's not so much that it's saying anything to you as it is
Mhm.
drawing the thoughts out of your head, and you can feel it pouring into it. And I'm going to say that you
Mhm.
lose your emotional engagement,
Yep.
because it seems as if you don't trust yourself, you don't trust your own abilities,
Mhm.
and the most powerful rapier in the world is trembling in your hands. Um, so now we're going to see if Arian's body does anything. Okay, that's much better. Now it's okay. So before it sort of sputtered, it was like a lighter that wouldn't quite catch, and it just pushed them back. But now it's lifting up. He's fully standing again, and out of the vacant cavity from the top of his head, where the shadow monster had burst before, a fire alights, and what was the green flowing enchanted armor is now colored akin to flames, and you hear a bold and confident voice that says, I didn't think they'd give you this much trouble. And the last two fallen with a wound each then burst into flame as the new figure that has possessed Garion's fallen body finishes them off for you, and says, Well, friends, you can call me Toasty, God of Fire. And you notice that his head is a perfectly toasted marshmallow that is perpetually burning. Uh, as as he then finishes off the last two fallen, two more pieces of fair gold fall to the ground. Lex, you feel beyond compelled, and you're actually getting several alert notifications on your heads-up display that they fall into you. So if you wanted to pick those up quickly,
Yeah, I was gonna leave my illusion up as I walked around and collected them, even though
mhm,
everything's dead.
mhm. And everything is indeed dead. And there is a god of fire with the head of a toasted marshmallow standing in front of you. What do you do?
I'm still invisible, so I'm
Do
standing behind it and sort of like inspecting it. Is there any?
you want to
Let's start
just
with like, how tasty does this marshmallow look?
It is the most delicious marshmallow you have ever seen. Again, it is at that perfect state of golden brown. It is not quite charred yet. It is still on fire. It is staying on fire.
I, I,
Um,
Oh,
I'm the fool. Do I have to stay in turn order?
no, 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 no. This
I
is.
walk up to the marshmallow and I
Uh-huh.
take a handful and I eat it.
So I'm going to say go ahead and give me a Constitution roll with your Fool die, and
So,
this is going to have a difficulty of one.
so is that Constitution roll would be
You've got three
Constitution
plus your Fool
set.
die.
so
Yeah,
4 dice total.
four dice total. One of them your Fool die, and your Fool die didn't come up on a fluke. So
No, no,
um,
my flukes are 3 and 4 now, and I have a
okay,
cross on one
a cross. Oh, okay. Why? Wait, what?
because I you get a cross when you roll the circle.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'd forgotten that.
Erase
Okay,
all but one circle and add a cross to a different face. So when I got
gotcha.
my circle on that first time,
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so three and four and one. Okay,
and I got the one
you got the one.
along with a
Okay,
2, 3, 4.
two, three,
So I
four.
have a straight. I have a straight,
There you go. There you go. Well, I'm gonna
but
say
the one is on my
the
die.
one is on there. So, unfortunately, you do burn your hand quite badly, to where it is a wound. Um, so if how does pain feel? Because that's the thing is that any any
Hurts.
implication
It
that
hurts. It hurts. It hurts. But you know what? The
Mhm.
marshmallow tasted so good. It's worth it.
It is indeed. And with that,
You even
Toasty turns
taste it
around
while you're burning.
and it burns
It's
his
my
tongue a little bit
hand that's
too.
burning, not my tongue.
There you go. It's avoided
Oh
it.
yeah, that makes perfect sense. Your
Well,
hand burns, but you
that's
put it in your mouth and it doesn't burn you
The
anymore.
the taste is so good, it overwhelms the pain.
it
This
Oh,
overwhelms
is
the
you
a
pain.
can't taste it
perfectly
all.
golden marshmallow.
It
Do
is.
you know
No,
how
you
rare
see,
that
how
is?
I think what I actually think is going on is
Uh-huh.
that like literally you can't comprehend the taste because it's that good.
It's that good. It's just bliss. And with that bliss, Toasty turns around and says, that was my head. I understand that it might taste good to you, but please, please don't grab it without asking next time. And he holds
So I
out his
say,
hand.
I
Hold on
say,
one second.
okay.
He holds out his hand, and the fire, which is still on your burning hand, by the way, it is absorbed back into his essence, and he cast a heal onto your hand, so your wound has been recovered. And he's like, "Look, I'm here to help.
Okay.
I see that you're strangers in this world, and your presence here has destabilized my home. So I need to get you back."
So I have a question before we
Hmm.
get into this whole back thing.
Hmm.
Do you have graham crackers and chocolate? And may I touch your head again?
I'm gonna slap the back of your head.
Slap the back of my head.
No,
Oh,
the
I see.
back
I
of
see. That's for the best.
Mr. needs to make a s'more right now's head.
Right. So with that, since we're still inside, I don't think we decide on the name off record, but I don't think we said it on record. We are inside the comic game store combo, which is known as the Power Fantasy. And so you're surrounded by dusty merchandise So I have two things for you. One, um, Eamon, Lex, Alan, what media are you entertained by? What are you fans of? What is something that you would know about and would catch your attention?
I was the person who I was just kind of reading what was ever there and available.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't discuss anything with anybody, so nobody really noticed. But I was a consistent buyer, so the
Hmm.
owners didn't really care if I like picked up a that random Kitty Pride trade paperback that's been sitting on the shelf untouched for 10 years and nobody has even touched.
Hmm.
I've read that. Um,
Gotcha.
so I'm it's not as much as that. I'm just the person who like would, huh, never seen that before, and I would just pick it up, read it, put it back,
Hmm.
and the owners didn't really pay much money because also helping out around the shop because also
Hmm.
I would start to look around like, huh, that could be a little neater, and I just kind of move some boxes around like that. That's probably a little bit more organized.
Gotcha. You said you were a consistent buyer too. What was it that you were buying?
Um,
If you don't know, we can come back to it.
I would say a specific like a few different series of mangas. Um, the some of the some Marvel, a few select DC, lots of indie. So kind of just a little bit of everything. There was no
Okay.
like one specific. It was more just
Gotcha.
whatever happened to catch my eye at that particular moment.
Okay. So you're wide read, frequent buyer. Okay, so you'll recognize most things. Lex and Alan, what about you?
What
Uh,
don't I read?
I would say my guilty pleasure media is LGBTQ adventure fantasy romance.
Sounds good.
What I watch normally is probably whatever is popular at the moment. I
Okay.
mean by that is what I don't watch as guilty pleasure or
So
what
this is
I don't even think it's a watch. I think most of what I probably would do would be read books.
Gotcha. So you're more of the pop lit, whatever is current and hip right now, with the guilty pleasure of LGBTQ adventure romantasy. So that's the kind of stuff that, if your husband goes on a business trip or if you have a girls' night, that's what goes on. Um, is am I picking that up right or
That's probably accurate, yeah.
okay. All right. And then Alan, you said what don't you read?
Pretty much. What don't I
Okay.
read? I
Okay.
read pretty much everything. But I also, every time they refill the dollar bin, because I know that they refill the dollar bin without really paying attention to what's going into it, I
Hmm.
pick through very carefully and take out anything drawn by either of the Hernandez brothers, Terry Moore or China Flores.
Yeah, I'm calling folks on that. You're rich enough, you don't have to go to the dollar bin for those.
It's more fun.
It's about the hunt, not the catch.
Okay.
Okay. So in that case, I would say everyone give me an intelligence roll. Uh, and then Alan and Eamon get advantages for being wide read in the nerd comic game store.
So I'm doing four dice
Mhm.
again.
Your intelligence. So not a fool die, because this isn't
Oh,
this
so
isn't
don't roll the full die.
no fool die here.
Just just the so three
Hmm.
because it's two plus the extra die.
Yeah,
And
intelligence
I'll
plus
ignore my
advantage.
full die rather
Yeah,
than getting rid of it because that's too much trouble.
yeah.
265,
Two, six, five.
256.
Okay,
Six
so
643.
6, 4, 3. Okay,
I got 1, 3, and 5.
1, 3, and 5. Okay, so you all notice that this game store, this comic book store, it's aside from being dusty and untouched. It looks like there hasn't been anyone in here, and there's a strain of mold covering one of the sections. You also notice that while the titles on the shelves seem familiar, they have Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, they've got Iron Man, Captain America. The numbers are off. There's a large display of Batman 3000 that is surreally familiar to you. There is, in a 173rd edition of Love and Rockets, it seems as if you're not in the time that you came from. And that's where you notice that Toasty is pointing towards the door and says, I'll be able to explain better from out here.
I'm gonna grab the Batman 3000 real quick and just on my way to the door,
Mhm.
just start flipping through it real fast. I'm a very fast reader, especially
Mhm.
working at a library. So I've finished most of it by the time I get to the front.
Mhm.
And I just sat down on the counter and just kind of think to myself, huh,
Mhm. And
they
go
they need
ahead.
to, I was like, huh, why is Batman a space pirate?
It's a very good
And
question.
I just walk out the door.
That's an excellent note. He was fighting the Pink Flamingo. Was that his name? It was a Grant Morrison villain in Batman and Robin. But yeah. All right. So does anyone else want to make a grab for anything for a quick tease, or just head out the door and see what the heck's going on?
Just gonna head out the door and see what the heck's going on.
Okay. So that's where, walking out of the Power Fantasy, where you see that the name on the front of the store is, you know, it was once in lights, but hasn't been lit for quite a few years now, a few hundred years, in fact. Um, the world surrounding you is rubble. Um, this is Toasty then tells you, um, this is the future. In a world devastated by war, where humanity has wiped itself out, all that's left, with after, this is long after the radiation has expired, but so long that plants have not been able to regrow and reclaim this land. Um, this is what will happen to you if
S-
we don't stop what's coming.
So what you're saying is no graham crackers.
No graham crackers, no chocolates. There hasn't been any for hundreds of years.
The future sucks.
It really does. You see across the way, uh, not a building, but the ghost of a building called the Reluctant Tavern.
What does
Um,
the ghost of a building mean? Like,
it means that, it's
is
like
it an illusion?
you can see it, but it looks like it's made of fog, and it's got kind of a blue tint to it, and so the building is sort of like wobbling around just a little bit. It looks like you can go inside, but you won't be able to sit on anything or eat anything.
You can't really go in, like, you can go inside it like you could go in a ghost.
Yeah, you can go in. It's like if a
So
ghost.
it, okay. No,
Yeah,
I'm just trying to understand it. So it looks basically like one big giant illusion.
kind of. I mean,
That is
you can't
out of space.
quite see through it because, again, it's like misty fog sort of thing, but it looks like a building made out of ghost materials, where ghosts are walking in and out of there, um, you know, with holding ghost drinks in their hands and carrying baskets of ghost fries. But
But
there's
and does it have a basement?
basement. I mean, you'd have to go in to find out.
I'm gonna find a very real rock and go up to the building
Hmm.
First I'm gonna touch the side of the building.
Okay. So you make a strength roll.
Yeah, 1 out of 4.
A 1 and a 4. Okay. So you throw the rock, it sails clear through the side of the wall. You didn't throw it extremely hard, and you just hear, "Hey, you jackass!" And the owner comes out the front and he says, "I don't go throwing things at your buildings. What are you doing here? I had this perfectly arranged. That rock is going to sit here until you come in, pick it up, and take it out because I can't do shit about it."
Did the rock fall past like ground level?
Well, you have to go in to find out.
So I didn't hear what the rock any
You didn't hear anything about the rock. You saw it go sailing into like the wall sort of swallowed it up, and then you caught a glimpse inside of several ghosts sitting around at tables. There's like a ghost piano, a ghost singer up on a stage, and the wall sort of recloses behind itself.
Toasty, is there any reason we should care about the rock in this dude's living room?
I mean, it'd be polite to go and retrieve it, and there might be a clue in there or something to help you on your journey. Um, the Reluctant Tavern is a chain establishment across Dye, to where
So
um,
it's the McDonald's of this universe that doesn't have graham crackers,
it's
is
more of
what you're
a
telling me.
TGI Fridays that you can't participate in the events of until after you've passed.
So it's more of a uh
Anyhow,
it
I'll
sucks, it's
carefully
Fridays.
go off and try to, I'm just want to make sure I don't fall through because
Mm,
again,
mm.
it's a building and if it has any sort of basement or cellar or anything like that, like I am super skeptical
This
about
this
dropping,
location this
10
location is
feet.
above ground. No, I'm not trying to drop you in a hole anywhere.
Okay.
I go ahead and just walk in. And is this seat your? Is there a sign that says seat yourself, or is it? Do we have to wait for to be seated?
So you go ahead and walk in. First of all, your acceptance. You're feeling acceptance because you've accepted the premise of this ghost tavern, and you can feel your emotional engagement click back up to 1. Um, and you hear your rapier say in your mind, "Where'd you go for a second there? I feel like you lost touch. You gotta. It's tricky a little bit, this trust, but we'll get there. I'm sure we'll get
It's definitely drugs in my head.
there." Oh, so you don't trust the rapier, but you trust the ghost building. Okay, so you walk in. I presume everyone follows you once you see that you can walk in and it's not a trap. Um,
No, I'm not particularly into
Yeah,
ghost
yeah,
buildings.
I'll follow. I mean,
okay.
once I know that I'm not gonna fall through the floor because it's
Hmm.
ghost floor.
Gotcha.
I'm kind of hanging around the door.
Okay. Okay. And so the owner is pestering Lex and says, "Hey, right over here. This is the rock. Please pick it up. Take it where you go. Be careful who you throw it at next time, because you don't know who could be on the other end there."
I will pick up the rock.
Thank you. That's all I'm asking. All I'm
And
asking.
I will offer it to the owner.
And you offer it to the owner, and he says, "I can't do anything with that. I'm a friggin' ghost. Do you not understand? I am non corporeal. I cannot move these rocks. I need you to move your damn rocks." And underneath the rock, is a ghostly card from a ghostly tarot deck that the table that sat next to it is a fortune teller shuffling a ghostly tarot deck. And they say to you, "Would you care to know your fate before you set out to find it yourself?"
They'll take a look at this ghostly tarot reader and say, why not?
Why not? That's the best response to an
Do
open-ended
you take
question.
rocks as payment?
We take the removal of rocks as payment, and you know, all actions have consequences, no matter how grand or how small. And we will see if fate
I
returns your stone in kind.
I will then take a moment and look at the owner and ask, so, and I'll point at like the back of the building and say, what's that direction? Like after this building.
That direction over there, and this is now that you're asking about directions and feeling things. Um, you notice that whatever sense of direction you had previously in our world, it is gone. It has been replaced by something similar, something familiar, but also vastly different. Normally, you oriented yourself in three-dimensional space with four cardinal directions: north, east, south, and west. Now, while being oriented in three-dimensional space, you can feel the pull of only three directions. There is left west, there is downish, and there is outward. And so he points where you were, and he said, outward. Outward is the training grounds of the knights. And if you had thrown the rock too far, they might have charged in here looking for trouble.
So outwards is behind this building.
Yes, outward is behind this building, in one of the directions behind this building. And this is
And
where,
and in front of this building is the comic shop.
yes, yes. And so if you went back that way, he said, oh, Downish. Downish over there leads to the Black Sea. You'll need a boat to cross it, unless you feel like swimming and getting eaten before you get anywhere.
I don't think I can throw to the Black Sea, so I'm not really worried about that.
Right.
I'm just gonna try to throw this out the front of the building then.
Okay. So you toss it out the front of the building,
Yep.
and that's totally fine. That's normal. Um, and the fortune teller draws your cards, and you have the chariot reversed, the four of pentacles, and the queen of wands. So the chariot reversed. The chariot is normally a power card of the tarot, and it is about you grabbing the reins of your life and controlling where you can go. That moment lies before you, but you don't have your hands upon the reins yet. The next card, the Four of Pentacles, suggests order and gripping too tightly to what you believe is valuable, and it cautions you against trying to control this world. You need to find just the right grip to have on the reins, where you're not holding too tightly, you're not pulling too hard, but you're still driving the chariot. And the one who might be able to guide you in this is the Queen of Wands, who represents a figure that I'm sure you will meet in due time. And with that,
So what I got gathered from that is bad dice rolls, fair gold, and LGBT comics.
well, we're not quite over yet, because now the reluctant tavern disappears around you. Like after the fortune teller finishes what they said, it's gone, and you see the remains of a TGI Fridays with molten skeletons at the bar, and a robotic like Zoltar fortune telling machine in front of you with those three cards just blinking on the display. And basically, Toasty comes up to you and says, this is what we're fighting to avoid, but what we need to do now is figure out where to go next. And so you have those three.
Before we go anywhere, do you
Mhm.
think there's any chocolate in the freezer it might have kept?
The you walk over to the freezer, you open the door, you see what looks like a chocolate bar, but as you reach for it, it skitters away as you realize it had been fused with a radioactive future cockroach. So I'm not sure that
Chocolate cockroaches.
I
chocolate
stab the
cockroaches.
try and stab the chocolate cockroach.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dexterity roll with your die.
The 6 is 6 and a 5.
6 and a 6 and a 5. All right, so you stab it, you pierce it just right, and hold it up, and its little legs are wiggling all around underneath the
I
wrapper.
I kind of give it over again. Just reach the it over to Alan, like
Talon. All
I
right.
just kind of like here.
It's on the end of a skewer. What do you do?
I don't know. I did my part. That's up to Alan.
Yep.
Alan, do you want? You look like you
You
wanted
got it on a
this.
skewer?
It's on the end of a rapier, still squirming and legs wriggling, and it's right in front of your
I
face.
say, Toasty, Toasty, can I please
I
have a
smack the back
s'more?
of your head so fast and so hard.
All right, so Toasty just says, "Fucking mortals," and just throws with a flick of his thumb, shoots a fireball that melts it right off of the rapier into a puddle on the floor, and says, "Unless you wanted radiation poisoning, I don't advise you eat anything in this realm."
Wait, how are we gonna live if we can't eat anything?
By realm, I mean side, and this is where Toasty, in the palm of his hand, lights up a projection of a 20-sided die. And if you have a 20-sided die, you now have a map of the world. And on his projection, the space of 1 is glowing with a blue flame. And you can see that 7, 19, and 13 are around you. 13 is downish. 19 is, I think I said left west. Oh, no, no, no. Outwards. And then 7 is left west. So since there's nothing else to do here, this is a barren world. This is the dead, haunting future that you're trying to avoid. Oh! Before that, I almost forgot. Behind the fortune teller, you see a sign that says, "To all players, to go home, all players must gather together and each say the game is over. To stay, all players must gather together and each say the game continues. Once a decision is made, it is final. Be aware, as a foreign entity, your presence here has destabilized reality. If a decision is not made, this world will end and all inside will perish. As long as a unanimous decision is made, the realm will continue. Those who are dead do not get a vote."
So we should just vote right here and now and leave, right?
No, because I still want the perfect s'more.
You're
I
not gonna
don't.
get here. Like, go ahead.
Yes, I don't think Morgan Freeman's gonna give you any chocolate or graham crackers or part of his head.
But he might if we find the chocolate and graham crackers and help him out with stuff. And it's such a perfect marshmallow.
Well, I mean, these other places might have chocolate.
That's what I'm saying. We need to stay here and go to another place. We can't go home yet.
So it just said also that dead people don't get to vote, right?
So that's where Toasty is just massaging where his temples would be on the marshmallow and says, "Alan, why do you look at a sentient marshmallow and assume it wants to be eaten?"
I eat the whole marshmallow. I'll trade some of my hair for some of your hair.
Oh, well, I'm glad you mentioned bargains because as I had to rescue you from that last batch of fallen, and this is where so Garion's body, possessed by Toasty, is sort of your Virgil through this world. On the first attempt at reviving, he rolled a 1 on his D12, which means that the party has incurred a point of god debt. So, normally god debt is something for the godbinder to deal with, as Garion was going to be your godbinder, but who knows where he's gone. Dealing with the gods is now something you'll do as a group, and fulfilling their debts and bargaining for miracles is something that you can all do and petition as you go along. So Toasty says to Alan, there will be plenty of time for deals later. For now, I need you to choose which direction you would like to head off into.
I mean, Toasty, you know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for chocolate and graham crackers.
All
We're
right.
going to
Which
19.
direction?
19. We're definitely going
Well,
to 19.
this is where Toasty says, actually, if you're looking for food, it's more likely to head the other way, to left west,
7?
towards 7. 7 is more likely to have food and fare than 19.
What does 19 have?
19 has you can hear the trumpets of a jousting festival and the clash of blades on steel and the cheers of a roaring crowd. There might be food there, but
Yeah, that sounds
for
like
sure
we
there's
have
combat.
food.
It could.
Tr-
Yeah,
tr-
now that you mention it. Yeah, you twist my arm.
Trumpets are better in jazz bands.
Trumpets are better in jazz bands.
I still go with my first instinct, which is to go to 19.
Okay.
Since
Maybe
I
we
have
can
not
teach
been
them
convinced there
jazz.
wouldn't be food there.
Okay. What does everyone else vote?
I just kind of follow with the majority.
Well,
Or I
you
guess
might be.
whoever seems to be most emphatic about their decision was the decision I might go with.
So then, Alan, are
Or I
you?
guess
Oh,
It sounds
I'm
like we're
very
going to
excited.
19.
Okay. All right. If y'all are heading to 19, then as Lex and Alan say, all right, I guess there's probably food where there's trumpets and crowds. As the two of you walk off in the distance and Eamon is about to follow suit, the skeleton of the fortune teller grabs at your cloak and holds up the tarot deck towards you and says, "You'll need this."
Sure, I'll pocket that.
Well, it was meant for Eamon to take.
I just have one question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you talk without a larynx?
The wind needs no flesh.
That's creepy. And I just take the deck and walk off.
Excellent, excellent. You will need that where you're going. And Toasty walks with you and says, all right, this is where we're heading. We're heading outwards to the Tournament of Champions. And as you crest over the hill that is one of the sides of the die, you now move from 1 to 19, and you feel yourselves level up. As in these early adventures, you will level up when you're still traveling with Toasty, getting a feel for the world. You'll level up as you enter a new realm and complete an adventure. But after the first couple, we'll do it the other way, where you have to complete an adventure to level up. So if you wanted to quickly just pick some abilities or do that next time, we could sign off. That's pretty much the end of this episode.
All right. Why don't we sign off? Because I feel like I will have nerdy questions to try to figure out how leveling up works.
Actually, one last thing. So as you walk with Toasty over the hill and you feel power flowing into your die and you level up, we now cut to a flashback from the beginning of our first episode, where Garion pulls up in a beat-up old car to the Power Fantasy in time to see Alex walk in. And he looks down at his phone to see 5 missed calls and a dozen unanswered texts, the most recent of which says, "This isn't funny, where are you?" Another call comes in. The ID says, "Mom." Garion answers. She starts laying into him, angry, frantic, on the verge of tears. And he just says, "I'm not coming. I told you. I can't be there. I can't see her like that." She asks where he is, if he's safe, if he's using again. He looks down at a half-smoked vape pen, then up to the mirror into bloodshot eyes. You don't understand. Oh no's coming out of the phone. I have to. As he's putting in eye drops, the phone blares. He winces, misses, the drops splattering down his face, the only tears his cheeks would know. Listen to me. He slams a fist on the wheel. I'm never going back there. I can't. It'll fucking kill me, Mom. I'll have to do the magic. I'll have all the magic sucked out of me, and I'll die too. Is that what you want? Silence. Tears. He knows won't stop. Trust me. I have to do this now before she's in the ground. I'm going to find her, and I have to bring her back. And we fade to black.
All righty.
Sign off.
That was now I feel like I need to care about Garion, except that I didn't actually hear that. That was off-screen flashback.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just our listeners that have to care about Garion.
Mm-hmm.
Good, because it doesn't play with my whole fool thing to have to care about people.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, any parting thoughts from anybody else before we kill the recording and talk about what leveling up means?
I want s'mores.
I do too.
I think after that session, I really don't. So,
All right, for Phil, Jonathan, Peter, and myself, this has been Die on 22 Panels, and we will see you after the next page.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22panelspodcast.